Well, thank you all for being here this morning. Good morning. Again, congratulations to each of our seniors. You did it. I couldn't be more proud of what you've accomplished in the classroom and in competition and in service to others. You've had bright, successful careers ahead of you, and I'm looking excited to see what happens in your futures coming up. Many of you are first-generation college graduates, as I was a few years ago. My parents graduated from high school. They didn't go to college, and my mom went back to school after she had 3 kids. So I'm excited to see what education will do for you and how it'll change your lives and your family going forward. We have a couple of special guests here, and I know that you do know is Dr. Laura Chase, who's our faculty athletic rep and also chair of kinesiology and health promotion. So thank you, Dr. Chase, for being here and all you do. Dr. Megan Stang, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs. Megan has served in many roles on the campus, from university housing, registrar, admissions, many other hats, but in each position continues to be a tremendous partner with Bronco Athletics. So thank you, Dr. Stang, for being with us and celebrate today. President Coley and Vice President Christina Gonzalez both are out of town and send their best wishes. Would like to be here, but had other commitments. But today we have a very special guest who will be speaking, and that's Violet Palmer. If you don't know Violet, Violet has achieved much in her professional career. However, she's best known for being the first female to reach the highest competitive tier as a referee in the major U.S. professional sport, the National Basketball Association. She was a 4-year letter winner at Cal Poly Pomona, where her team won the NCAA Division II National Championship in 1985 and 1986. During her playing career as a Bronco, her team record was 107-20, 84% winning percentage. And in the CCA, her team, CCA, they were 45-2, 96% winning percentage. Prior to joining the NBA, Violet officiated the WNBA during the league's inaugural season in '97 and the WNBA championship in '99. In 1995, she joined the NBA referee training program and officiated 930 regular season NBA games, 9 playoff games, as well as the 2014 All-Star Game in New Orleans. Additionally, she has 8 years of collegiate experience in games with refereeing the Pac West, the Western Athletic, the West Coast, and the Big West conferences, as well as 5 NCAA Final Fours and 2 NCAA championship games. In 2016, after a 19-year career, Violet retired from active officiating. She does, however, continue to consult for the NBA as well as participates in training of new officials. And Violet is currently the coordinator of women's basketball officials for the Pac-12, the West Coast Conference, and the Western Athletic Conference. Violet visits the campus regularly, meets with our team, and annually gives back to women's basketball. Violet was recognized in 2016 as a distinguished alum by the Cal Poly Pomona Alumni Association. And in 2020, Violet was inducted into the Cal Poly Pomona Hall of Fame, which is right here. And we're very excited because on Saturday, May 21st at 3 o'clock, Violet will be receiving the Cal Poly Pomona's highest honor, and that is being the honorary doctorate degree, and to be the first former student athlete that's ever received that at Cal Poly Pomona. It is my honor and my privilege to welcome our friend, Violet Palmer.
I don't even think I can live up to that introduction. Good morning. How you guys doing? Wow. I don't know who that lady he was talking about, but I'll pretend it's me, and I'll take it with open arms. But wow, thank you, Brian, for that introduction. You know, you don't really think about what you do, you just do it, you know. And first I have to say to all of you, it never ceases for me to, if I have an opportunity to come back here, I'm in. I love this place. And I grew up here. It changed my life. So to receive all these honors, and every time I receive one, I always sit back and I go, wow, that was awesome. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And then Brian will send me an email, or he'll call me, or President, she'll call, and you know, and then they'll give me another one, and I'm like, it's still happening. But I just want to say to all of you, you did it. How about that? You did it. And you have done it in a time where this is probably harder than any student athlete, anybody with COVID and the pandemic and things changing, and it ain't going nowhere. That's for sure. I mean, we may not be talking about it a lot anymore, but it's still relevant and it's still here. But you know what? Every single one of you, you made it through, however you did it. Whether it was family, whether it's Cal Poly family, whether it's your friends, it's your collaborations, it's your administrators, your instructors, you're here. And looking at myself, being I think I got here in 82 to 87, and being a part of the women's basketball team here. I've always been extremely competitive, but once I got here and played under Coach May, you're talking about a competitor. If you ever wanted to be under a coach, and that was really the one reason why I wanted to come here, was I'll never forget. She walked into my high school. I went to Compton High School, and she walked into my high school gym, and she wasn't even recruiting me. I was a sophomore at the time, and she was looking at two of our seniors, and she came over, and if you ever know Coach May, she was very prim and proper and everything neat, hair in place, but she was so warm and welcoming. And literally that day I said, when I become a senior, I hope I have an opportunity. And could have went to Division I's. It was literally between Cal State Long Beach and here. But probably one of the best decisions I ever made in my entire life. Because even now, I'm a collegiate coordinator, and I'm on all these, the big time Division I campuses, and, around a lot of student athletes, and, but I'm obviously still in the referee field, because that's really all I do. Can you imagine? I referee. I do anything with refereeing for a living. So I'm telling each and every one of you, you never know. And obviously, when I left here as a young student athlete, I had no idea that I would had an opportunity to referee the late, great Hall of Famer Kobe Bryant, as well as the Michael Jordans and the LeBrons and the Dwayne Wades, and you name it. You can probably name a player in my career, and I had an opportunity to referee them. But I can say to each and every one of you sitting here right now, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know where you're going, but I can tell you this, like myself, I knew that I had a really, really good family, strong upbringing. I knew that I was extremely competitive. And I think that's a good trait. It is. It's one of the best traits to be. But what I've learned over my years, especially being a referee, and even more so now, even being a supervisor, which what I tell all my referees is that the only person you need to compete with is you. I never worried about what other people were doing. Or, and of course, ladies, nothing against the gentlemen in this room. I was one of those females who now crossed over, and don't get me wrong, I love being a women's student athlete and refereeing and playing everything on the women's side. But having the opportunity to go over to the men's side, whoo, that was different, gentlemen. But it was actually still good, because for myself, I've learned over my years, and of course being able to be on the court with the greatest basketball players in the world, is that you have to be good. You have to work hard. You can't make excuses. You can't, you have a bad day. Nobody cares. You're not feeling good. Nobody cares. You got to go out and you got to compete. And obviously, looking at every single one of you, you competed, you studied, you worked hard. You were, whether you were in a individual sport or a team sport, had to be a good teammate, had to have that camaraderie, had to be supportive, and even had to have some failures. Because having failures, failures make you grow. Because we all don't get what we want. But you can if you never, ever give up. Set yourself some goals. And again, for some of us sitting here, I'm sure you guys probably know what you want to do. You know, I literally thought I was a recreation administration major, and I really thought that I would be, you know, I've worked for the city of Los Angeles Recreation Parks as a supervisor, and I thought I was just going to run the department. That's what I had planned in my life. That changed. Because after 10 years with the city of Los Angeles, started refereeing, and it was just a part-time gig to make money. And look what happens. Love basketball, got into officiating, wanted to kind of stay in shape. I don't know, I'm losing it, but it's okay. It'll work out. You know, I got that Peloton at home. It'll be okay. As you get older, see, you guys are all young, and I'm sitting there looking at you. You can eat whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. That's going to change, ladies. Just know. But, you know, right now, looking at you guys, it just touches my heart, because I didn't know what was in store for me. You know, I had no idea. I knew I loved basketball. I knew I loved officiating. But I never, ever thought that I would have the opportunity that was given to me. I just found something that I was really, really good at. And in a different way from being a player, because I was a good, hardworking player. Wasn't great, by no means. And I can honestly be that example to say to you that, you know, I wasn't an All-American. You know, I was captain of my team. I was, you know, great with assists and all that. Defensively, I had to lock down whoever that player was. That was me. And I accepted my role and loved it and enjoyed it. And trust me, we only lost 2 CCAA games. And before I forget, I would be remiss to say congratulations to men and women's track and field and baseball for the champs of the CC2A. That's amazing. Amazing. Absolutely. Hands off to you. And to every single one of you here, because you did it. And you know what? You're doing it at a time where opportunities are out there, you know. And I received an opportunity that I had no idea would be stored upon me. But I took that challenge, bust my butt, worked hard, and I did not take no for an answer, you know, obviously. And I can honestly say to the women here, you know, I had people tell me, you know, you're never going to make it. I don't even know why the NBA is doing this. I said, I don't either. But how about this? It doesn't matter, because I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to study, I'm going to train, I'm going to develop. And how about this? I could referee with the best of them. It doesn't matter. So I'm saying to each and every one of you, follow that passion in whatever it is you want to do, whatever it might be, because you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. I know I didn't, you know, and being here and being a Bronco is one of my greatest treasures in my life. Coming here, it was the best decision. It was the right decision. This is like family, you know, for me. And I am always so proud to stand when people say, where you went to school? Oh, Cal Poly Pomona, you know. But Cal Poly Pomona does what it does, because what you give out, you get back. And I think for me, as a student athlete, believe me, when I received an email from Brian and the Distinguished Alumni Award, I went, wow. You know, and then I'm in the room with all these high-powered people. These, you know, we have some really, really bomb alumni. Bomb. And I'm like, wow, just, you know, just me. I just played on the women's basketball team. You know, I just did what I did. I just refereed. Nothing special. But you know what? That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because this university right here, they love their own. And for me, I love them back. You know, and then, of course, receiving the Hall of Fame, and I went, you know, to be on this wall, you have no idea. You have no idea how proud I am. And I think looking around here, I can imagine in several years I'm going to go to another award ceremony, and one of you will be, 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you, maybe 5, I don't know, will be on this wall. And that's amazing. An amazing accomplishment for myself, you know, to tell people that, you know, my alma mater, Hall of Fame. So then we go fast forward. Now they really got me. On Saturday, I got to stand up and give a speech at the commencement. I'm like, I am not a public speaker. I am a referee. You know? But you know what? Like I said, extremely competitive, hard worker. Oh, I'm going to get it done. I don't know how. I'm going to get it done. But you know what? And it's doing it with pride and love. And, you know, I just have to thank this athletic department. And I have to say, I'm a little jealous because when I was a senior, we did not have a senior breakfast. So see how you guys done came up. Because when we didn't have no senior breakfast. This is awesome. And y'all got me up here at 8 o'clock in the morning. But no, I'm an early riser, so that's a joke, and I'm glad you guys laughed because that was easy. Not at all. To be here, if I'm available, you got me. They know. Coach knows. I come here at least, a couple of times a year, talk to the women's basketball team and spend an afternoon, have some lunch just have a good time, you know. Because if I can say something or just be an example for this university, I take pride in that. And I just want to say to each and every one of you, do that. Come back here, support, talk to whatever sport you know, whatever, come back. Because that paying it forward, it just keeps coming back. And I didn't even realize how it would come back. And forget the awards. They're great. Don't get me wrong. Those accomplishments are amazing. You know, I can put doctor next to my name now. And I'm like, wow, that one is in a whole nother atmosphere. But I'm saying to each and every one of you, get out there and find your passion. Find whatever it is you want to do, go for it. And I'm telling you, little girl from Compton, worked her butt off, made it to the NBA, did her years, you know, and here I am today. You know, I'm going to do I get my honorary doctorate on Saturday, you know, giving a commencement speech. Who would have ever thought? You know, so if you have any doubt of where you're going or what you want to do, Google me. And I'm not saying that in a way of Google me because I want you to read everything. I just want you to look at it and look at just a little old girl, little old Afro-American girl from Compton. And that I just love basketball, hopped into officiating, and found that I loved that even more. And had the passion for it and just took it as high as I could go and just ran with it. So I say to all of you, that's all you got to do. We are so unique. We are so good. We're competitive. We're smart. You guys got it all. And to be able to graduate in today I was just telling the staff member over there that my niece graduated from UNLV. She's a rebel. A lot of red on Saturday. So I was in Vegas for her commencement. And it just was such a good feeling just to see, all those student athletes and all those graduates just be able to get on the stage and have commencements. Because 2 years, did you guys have commencement last year? Exactly. See, again, you have it this year, so to be able to make it today, is an accomplishment within itself. So you feed off that, you take it, you grab it, and you hold on to it. And when you decide, for the fifth year seniors or however it works, we were talking about that too. How about you guys got good problems to have? Because you could graduate, start grad school, and still have another year, still stay on your team or your sport or do whatever you want to do. Ha-ha! Kudos. Awesome. Or you may decide, what? It's time for me to do something else. That's great too. But I can honestly say, we would love to have you. I'm sure every single coach in this room would say, I would love to have my student athlete come back. But if you don't, it's all good, because you got to do what you got to do for you. But either way you do it, you're on top. Doesn't matter, So you get out there. You're gonna have some bumps and some bruises. You're gonna have some struggles. You possibly are gonna have some failures. And trust me, I've had my share. But when it's all said and done, the cream always rises to the top. And I think looking around this room, I can honestly say that there is no doubt we will have several of you on the wall. So thank you for just allowing me to be a part, to share. I thank you for your attentiveness. It's early, so you guys you're up. But again, I'm just, please, after we're done, I'm here, I'm hanging around. I would love, come over, say hi, tell me who you are. I'm just here to hang out for a while. So thank you for having me. Congratulations to each and every one of you. And I just know I look forward. I'm sure I'm going to be reading some papers or something and seeing all these big time names coming across. And because, of course, anytime I see Cal Poly Pomona, I'm just like, yes, because it's just what we do. Broncos. We just always rise to the top. So I appreciate your attentiveness. Thank you for having me, and congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Dr. Palmer. We'll look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Thank you.
I know you'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there. And I know she's made it, so when you have your own trading card that sits on my desk with your own picture, I still have it. Number 12, I've got it. So you made it when you have your own trading card, V. All right. We're going to now introduce our head coaches and ask them to make a brief comment or two about your seniors that are here today. So we'll start out with Chris Bradford, cross country, track and field.
Okay. I was told we need to keep this brief, but I have a lot of you. So I'm going to kind of talk about you guys as a group. So over this group has been through so much over the last 4 or 5 years, sometimes longer. But the successes we've had have been 100% because of what you guys have brought to the team. The leadership you guys have shown, the work ethic you guys have shown, the trust that you guys have shown is exactly why we were able to have the successes this spring that we've had. You guys have been leaders in the classroom, you guys have been leaders on the track, you guys have been leaders on the cross-country course, and I am so, so proud of what you guys have been able to do and bring to our program. Some of you were very, very excited that we'll see you again. You guys are going to graduate, and we're going to see you again next year coming back in grad school. That's amazing. Some of you guys have already joined grad school to come back for this time, which is amazing. So I am so thrilled at watching some of you guys develop over the last 5 years. Some of you have only been here for a short period of time. Some of you guys have only had 1 season because of what we've been through. But again, the impact you've made in that short period of time is going to be felt long beyond this season. And that's something that I think you guys definitely need to carry with you and understand. And our freshmen and sophomores and younger athletes are going to feel your impact for a long, long time. So congratulations to all of you guys. Congratulations to all of our seniors. Getting through. It's been amazing. Congratulations to baseball, what they did this weekend. It's amazing. But anyway, so proud of you guys. Enjoy this time. Graduating and being at the end is something that's really, really special. So thank you guys.
Next head coach is Randy Betton, head coach baseball.
All right, a little bit of a whirlwind. Just got back yesterday. Tremendous effort. I wanted to, that was well said, well spoke, Chris. I'm going to repeat kind of what he said. March 13th was a big day for us of 2020. We all shut down. And the student athletes, the baseball team really felt 2 seasons we lost. And for them to come back and to rally around what we did, these 9 gentlemen that I'm going to speak about here really kept the culture of our program going in the right direction. And to do what we did this weekend just lets us know we're in the right direction. And we can only have 1 here today. Everybody's like all over the place with finals and everything going on and missing a week of our lives. But we have 1 here. This is Matt Orozco. He's a pitcher for us, transfer from PCC. Matt, you can step up real quick. Just stand up, turn around. There he is. Proud of Matt and what he's done. But the other ones are Ryan Knowles. He's going to get his graduate degree after this year. Cesar Lopez, he's on the picture here. Connor Tsignet, Casey Slattery, Drew Atherton, Ricky Nunez, Bryce Woolridge, and Eric Romo. 9 guys that have done and continue to do representation of our college every single day out there. We believe it goes academics first, athletics second, and it goes hand in hand, I believe. It's being about a good person on the field as well as off the field. That's something we preach every single day about our program, and I'm glad we can be a great representation for the athletic department here at Cal Poly Pomona. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Coach Betton. I'd like to bring up Matt O'Sullivan, head coach men's soccer.
First off, thank you for everybody on staff for putting this on, because I've been here for 3 years, and weirdly enough, this is my first time that I've done this as a head coach, which is odd because all spring seems like that. So thank you, Violet, for coming today. We appreciate it. Congrats to men's baseball and track and field for winning the conference the last couple of weeks, but congrats to all the sports, because I think everyone's had a fantastic year. Obviously, there are ups and downs for every sport. We've all been through them, and I think everyone's going to bounce back brilliant next year. To my seniors, I think the cool thing about my seniors, they all played a different role, and we can learn from each one of them. And I think whether it was, playing 1 or 2 minutes and training every single day as hard as you can, to playing every single minute and getting so far in the competition. We obviously made the Elite 8 this year, which is really impressive for a group that didn't get to train for 2 years. So I think ultimately for us, and I'll go through the seniors, and I'll start with a couple of guys that couldn't be here today. Ateno, who played for 2 years. We're going to really miss his personality. His personality in practice is astounding, and the energy he brings, I think we can already see it in spring that we miss that a lot. So I really appreciate him. I was fortunate enough to coach him for 4 years as well, so it's been a fun time for them. Eduardo Faria, who's he actually had a professional game last night, and he couldn't make it this morning, unfortunately. 3 years, fantastic player. He was an All-American, but to be honest, the growth that he had was probably the most impressive thing that I saw. He was an individual player that became a real team leader at the end, and that was really, really cool to see. Corey Hawkins, you want to stand up, Corey? I've been doing this for a long time, even though I look quite young, I guess, hopefully. Corey's arguably the best teammate I've ever been around. I think he's the guy that's the first in the bushes searching for the balls. He's the guy that we made a joke. He was the first student athlete here, pumping up the balls every single day. He did everything it takes to be a team player, and it's not always that easy when it's not going your way. And in 2019, it wasn't going his way, and that's what taught me a lot about his character, is that he was willing to do everything for the team. And then in 2021, he got a new position. And unfortunately, he was right behind a couple of nines that probably will be All-American here. One is already. And it was difficult for him to play, but he took every opportunity he got, and every credit to him. Corey. Joe Scavana. Joe came as a graduate student, and he didn't play that much, but every little bit of practice time he gave everything. He unfortunately had a little bit of a knee injury that ruled him out of a lot of situations he could get involved. But I think everybody just loved him. His character is fantastic, and every single one of our squad just loved him to death. And I think, I'm glad that you came and did this, because I know it was a long career at UC Davis. The fact that you came back and did this was awesome. Okay. Jordan Aldama was our starting goalkeeper this year and last year. And a fantastic career, a great leader, and I think Pam maybe summed it up one day. She said, "I've never seen a leader from the back that would speak so well. He has got a gift for that, and I hope you take that into coaching." And it's been an emotional year for you, obviously, with your passing of your father, and I just wanted to let you know that we're here for you all the time, and anything you need, let us know. Craig Bananakan, it's hard to say. Unbelievably, some people would not know this by watching him, but he was unrecruited up until the first week of preseason when we brought him in here. Thank you for letting us bring him in here, Steph, Brian. At last moment, because obviously I was hired on August the 1st, we got him here on August the 10th, and we started preseason on August the 15th. What a pickup. Arguably everybody's favorite in the conference from all of the other coaches. You got so much praise from other coaches just because you were the key, I think, to how we played the game. It's been quite a ride with you. Okay, everything that I could say, I think, has already been said. Just a fantastic player and fun to watch. I'll definitely miss watching you. Last but not least, he's been here for the longest, Garrett Jensen. If you name it, Garrett's won it. He's been here for 4 years, been to 2 Final Fours, right? An Elite 8. He's won 3 conference championships. And he was the captain of the team along with Jordan last year. Fantastic career. We're going to miss him on the width, but ultimately we'll miss you more in the locker room. I think that says everything you need to know about Garrett as a man. Sorry it was long. I tried to keep it short. Steph told me off.
Thank you, Matt. Next, Tracy Dahl, head coach, volleyball.
I don't think there's anything that I could possibly say, but I'd like to echo congratulations to Chris Bradford and the track team for winning the CCA, and to obviously the baseball. Such a great accomplishment on all levels. I think everybody sitting here today We've gone through that whole 17 months we were off of COVID, and I remember just like everybody else in a team meeting on that Thursday, and I'm like, don't worry, we'll be back in 2 weeks. They're saying something's going around, but we'll be back. And 17 months later, you know, there we were. So with that being said, I have a few seniors here today and a few that are kind of well on their way doing their lifelong stuff. But the resilience that I found from this group of seniors going through COVID, which I'm sure all the other coaches have found too, has been amazing. And the things that you guys have learned during that time, you're probably going to carry with you for the rest of your life. You know, we all went through different things. But for my seniors here, sitting here, I genuinely appreciate you all so much. And, you know, if it wasn't for the dedication and perseverance during that time, I think our season could have been very well different, a different story being told. But I found a bunch of self-starters, and they went after it. We would meet on Zoom every week, every other week, and they would get into their open gyms and just really put the time in needed during that time when we could not be with them athletically to make sure that when we did come back, we were going to be stronger than ever. And so we went from not so good in 2019. We struggled with a lot of newbies on our team to 23-5 after COVID, which was super exciting, and it's a contributing factor are these seniors sitting here today. So I'd like to go through, since I do have a few, Rookie Kennedy, if you wouldn't mind standing. Rookie came to us from Miracosta College as a community college transfer. Before that, she was at UC Davis, and actually, you know, went through a whole season with her on Zoom. And then we were able to get with her this fall season in 2021. And she was a big part in our success, one of our starting middle blockers, all of 6'4" of her. But Rookie, thank you so much for all of your dedication and support of our program. Rookie's going to be graduating in May this week, with a degree in history. And she's going to actually be coming back and getting her master's degree in history as well at Cal Poly. So thank you, Rookie. Bryn Sherbert. Bryn was a transfer to us from Rider University. And she was our starting libero last year. And Bryn has put so much time and effort into what we are as Cal Poly Pomona volleyball. You know, she was our starting libero and broke a lot of different dig records, was top 5 in the conference on multiple levels. And Brandon, we just really appreciate all your hard work. Even though we had you for a little amount of time, the time we did have with you, we genuinely appreciate, and we're going to miss you. Bryn's going to graduate this Saturday with a communications major, and she's actually killing it in life right now. She just got a job at Sharky's in Manhattan Beach, being a kind of a program manager, marketing manager. So she's going to take her degree with her, and she's going to start this week, right, Bryn? Good. Good. Kira Zimmerman. KZ, you know, we go way back. We go way back. I mean, since you were like this little when I worked with your mom at Fullerton. But for you to believe in Cal Poly Pomona and come here knowing we didn't even have what you wanted to be in life, which is speech pathology, and the commitment that you've shown this team, the dedication, the discipline, is a big reason why we were successful for so many years with you on staff as our starting setter. You know, she was a 3-time All-CCAA player, 2-time All-American, and Kira, you really are going to be missed. Your leadership on and off the court was evident all throughout the years. You grew a lot as a player. Kira's going to be graduating this Saturday, or actually she graduated in fall of 21. She's going to be walking this Saturday with a psychology degree, and she's actually currently enrolled at Chapman University for her speech pathology post-baccalaureate certificate, and then on to your master's. So thank you. We do have 2 student athletes that are not here today. Jane Woodward, she's actually traveling around the world right now, camping, doing her thing. It's something that she really wanted to do, so she's taking like 5 months to get this done. So that's super exciting. And she actually graduated in fall of 2021 as well with a kinesiology degree. And Savannah Minor will actually be graduating this Saturday with her communications degree, and she's actually working up in Fresno, coaching volleyball, and she's got another marketing position right now as well. So I wanted to also thank Violet Palmer for coming. Such an awesome experience to hear you speak to everybody, and just so naturally and fluidly, and just your experience as a Bronco. We can only hope to emulate that with our recruits and our players here on staff. But for my players here, genuinely appreciate all of your hard work and dedication, and just you being a loyal Bronco volleyball player. So thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Next up, Danelle Bishop, head coach, women's basketball.
Okay, I've been told to keep it short as well. Congratulations to everybody. I'd like to say, just over COVID, all the Zooms that we did, it was quite a lot. But I would like to say I got to really know a lot of the other athletes on the other teams. And to me, that's been like really awesome to be able to walk around, cheer you on in a little bit different way when I see you in the hallways. And now to see you rising to the top now has been phenomenal. So congratulations to everybody in your sport, but also in your graduation. Thank you, Violet, for coming today to kind of piggyback off what she said. You don't know what you don't know. Find your passion and go for it. The other thing I would just add to that is, if you didn't feel empowered over COVID, I hope you feel empowered now to go be and do whatever you want to do in life. So I'm so excited for you. We have one senior here today with us, Jada Villarreal. Stand up. And Jada was on we went to 2 NCAA tournaments with Jada, and I like to tell this short, quick story. Her first year, she walked on, ended up earning a scholarship here at Cal Poly, but walked on for her first year, first huddle of the year. We're standing after practice, and she gets embarrassed probably with this story, but I knew she was going to be something special and a leader. But she stood in the circle, and she called out one of our upperclassmen for her attitude that day, and I knew that day she was going to be a leader. She has been ever since. Those that have been in our athletic department could even tell this year she's going to go get her, after she graduates, her law degree. Give her a hand. But if you haven't met her, she's special. She's going places. I hope you come back and talk to the team. Congratulations.
Thank you, Coach. Next up, Jay Mason, head coach, women's soccer.
All right, since Matt took so long, just kidding, buddy. Number one, congrats to everybody in this room. I think one of the first things I tell the freshmen and incoming potential Broncos is the group of people that we have in this department, top to bottom, student athletes, you guys are a bunch of achievers. And I think that's an environment and a culture that we encourage people to want to be a part of. So again, with all of the different challenges you guys have faced between COVID, I know a number of you probably had to make a decision to come back, right, and extend your academic career and the stresses that come along with that. I mean, it's amazing what you guys have done. My young ladies are going to not like me for this, but I'm going to ask all of you guys to stand up together. I know, come on. So, I mean, this group, basically the cornerstones of our program and where it's come from and where it's going, between setting records and new records for the program, and just being the mentors and leaders that we needed for our younger players to get through things like COVID, and to come back and show what it really looks like to be a successful student athlete. And I can't thank you guys enough for doing those things and making me a better person every day. I mean, I learn a lot from you guys. One thing I know we always ask our girls is to add value to everything that you guys do. And I think everyone in this room, between the academics, the relationships you guys have built, the connections you've built and where you're going, right? There's a lot of value to that. So I hope everyone in here takes a lot of pride in who they are today and who they want to be tomorrow. The last thing I'll leave you guys with is something that girls are going to laugh at me. My dad shared with me the other day was not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that is counted counts. So the relationships, the memories, okay, the confidence you guys have built here as young people is just going to push you guys forward in what you do next. So congrats to everybody here. Enjoy the rest of the morning. Am I the last one? Good luck. Who's next? You got about 5 seconds.
Last but not least, Greg Kamansky, head coach men's basketball.
I remember back in 2000, my first year here as a head coach, and I went through this. I did not talk longer than Matt. I swear to you I didn't. But anyways, congratulations to everybody in this room, and especially, track and field. I know I felt the energy the other night when we were celebrating that, and again, it brought back great memories. And baseball, congrats to Randy and his program. And again, your season isn't finished though. Get all the congrats. There's a lot more championships to win. Okay, but congrats to everybody in this room. We have 3 seniors this year. None of them are here. They all live in the Bay Area, and they're finishing their classes on Zoom. So they all went back home. And I will briefly mention them real quick. B.J. Stanley, Phoenix Shackelford, and Tavian Henderson. They were both great contributors to us this year and the last couple of years. Phoenix was a first team all-conference CC2A guy. He was I think he's the second player in 75 years to make the NCAA tournament all 4 years he was here. Okay, so he's had a very successful career for us. He was freshman of the year in the CC2A. B.J. Stanley was an all-conference player for us a couple years back before COVID hit. He had surgery early this year. He really, mentally he struggled, obviously, coming off of surgery. He wasn't the same type of athlete he was this year, but he actually played and helped lead our team to the tournament this year. And then Tavian Henderson, and he was a all-academic CC2A guy, NABC academic young man, which is one of the few in our history, too. He was a second-team all-CC2A player this year for us, so he kind of put it all together. So I appreciate their efforts. They had to play with a lot of young players this year and lead. One guy that is here, believe it or not, he's a graduating sophomore. He could be the first guy in the history. He had double knee surgery over COVID, so he wasn't able to play this year. But Finn Eckhart is from Germany, so he was in Germany last year going through last year through COVID, zooming through all of this stuff, and he was successful academically doing it, but he is considered a sophomore this year. So he could be my first 7-year player if he comes back. Believe it, that's how crazy it is right now. So Finn, I hope you keep continuing getting healing. We really need you in the next couple of years. He's applying for an MBA program, correct? Okay, so hopefully he finishes off and has a successful healthy last 2 years for you. Okay, but congrats again to everybody. And for you seniors, again, one thing I will say: thank your parents, thank your coaches, thank your administrators here. We put a lot of hard work into you guys being successful. So again, I thank my administrators, Brian, and everyone here, and all my coaches. But thank people too. Okay, and be humble. And get after it out there when you graduate. It's a big world out there, and I will reiterate, do whatever you want to do. I never thought I was going to be a basketball coach. I just stumbled into it, okay? And look where we are right now, okay? Thank you.
Well, thank you. I just want to thank our staff for putting this together again. It's something we've been doing for about 6 years, and it's a nice time to get together and celebrate our seniors. Talk about the great accomplishments that you had, focusing on enhancing your student-athlete experience. And kind of what have you seen in your time here? I was kind of reflecting. We updated our Bronco Performance Center. We renewed our Nike school, allowed us to get the best team gear when it could come in this year. A little bit of supply chain issue, I know. Baseball installed a new backstop pro-style netting system and new internal fencing. We have a dedicated student success lab with computers. We installed new grass Bermuda playing surfaces at both Kellogg Stadium and Scalinas Field, have the best playing surfaces in the West region. We've hosted CCA and NCAA postseason championships. We introduced a new TriCaster broadcasting system that has 3 HD cameras, have the best broadcast in the CCA. We have multiple facility branding upgrades in our facilities. All of our teams have been in some type of championships almost annually, and we got air conditioning in Kellogg Arena. How about that? It's truly a privilege and honor to get to know you and see you succeed over time. and to see what you're going to be doing after college and come back. And love to see you come back at alumni games and come to the games and when we're on the road and where you live in those towns that you're at, that you come and support our teams as we're out traveling. So you're the reason that we do what we do, and I just couldn't be happier of the success we've had, not only this year but the years going forward, and looking forward to some things that we have in the works that will be enhancing for 2022, 2023 that some of you will be back for, even though you're seniors, but it's great. Again, I wish you my sincerest and best wishes. And congratulations again to all the student athletes here. You've had great years, but especially track and field, first time in 24 years winning the conference championship. And baseball this weekend up in Chico, we were in the dead sun the whole time, straight at it. So it was great. But again, please pick up your senior gifts over here. And there's more food, so help yourselves. Enjoy the time that you can. Some of you have to rush off to finals, but if you can stay. Then, again, go green, go gold, go Broncos. Thank you.